you find yourself being pulled over in unfamiliar territory, there are a few steps that you can take, like simply cracking a window, turning on your hazards, and waving, let them know you're going to a safe spot. Or you can call and verify if the officer behind you is legitimate. As you can see, they are still setting up here behind me, but let's just take an inside look at how Chick-fil-A prepares for football season Friday. Kitchen fires are the leading cause of house fires in the United States, and you're 3 times more likely to have one on Thanksgiving Day. Before you can even enter the room, it requires some scrubbing up, putting on your shoe covers, and putting on the bouffant cap. Once ready, it's time to enter the room, and they're ready to go. And this grade comes from a watchdog organization. They look at 28 different factors when grading hospitals. SAMC received the lowest score possible. This whole thing started 8 years ago with one Mr. Christmas box and only a few songs. It's now expanded to 2 houses and over 50,000 lights. And it's a sight you've just got to come out and see. $700,000 was granted across the state for recreation improvements, and Enterprise is receiving a piece of that pie. For years, Joshua Gibbs and his fellow skaters have wanted a place to practice their craft, using any open area with a smooth surface to glide along 4 small wheels. Now they are finally getting a space of their own, a skate park in the city of Enterprise.
This has been one of a task I've wanted to complete myself. It's just excited that I'm actually being able to follow through with it.
Gibbs attended city council meetings, drawing attention to the need.
Our skater community, Josh represented them so well. He was very respectful, kind, and courteous, and he was able to communicate in a fashion that was very reputable for the skater community.
He says skateboarding is like any other sport, and like every sport, there needs to be a playing field.
I know there's a bunch of other places like soccer fields and baseball fields and everything else for kids to do their sport, and this just kind of opens up another door for them to be able to try a new activity.
The city of Enterprise now able to make this a dream come true with a grant from the E.L. Gibson Foundation combined with a $50,000 grant from the state. They plan to repurpose the batting cages at M.N. Jug Brown Recreation Center, and Gibbs is keeping his hands in the entire process.
We've just been kind of going over stuff that needs to happen with the resurfacing, and I'll be getting with Billy Powell as far as what kind of ramps we're going to put in here and where everything is going to be located. So I'm going to be in charge of what ramps go where and what equipment gets set in.
It's a plan Mayor Boswell is calling a win-win for the entire community.
It was just something that we could bring to fruition, repurpose it, and be good for the skaters, be good for the city, and it's good for our retailers, good for our downtown.
A few more details, and the community will be skating into action. The next step is to attend a grant meeting and then open the project up for bidding. Back to you guys. All right, Superintendent Pitchford mentioned this idea to a group of students yesterday, and WDHN is the first to have the details. Let's take a look. Getting students out of the classroom and in to benefiting others. Houston County Schools Superintendent Tim Pitchford unveiled early plans for a day of service to Ashford High School students. It's an idea in the making for every student to work in their community for one day, giving back.
I want to see and to brainstorm with my principals and staff is to see if we can come up with a program that we all give back.
Pitchford says the plan will require coordination, but he believes it would be a learning experience for students.
We're doing our students a disservice if we don't teach character and pride in your community.
Briefly discussing the countywide project with Ashford principals, he is certain it will take off.
That's the first group of school principals that I bounced that off of, and they were excited.
The goal is to start small this April. The schools are required to be kept quiet while some grades are testing, which is an opportunity for other grades to get out.
We could take a grade level or 2 or 3 grade levels and go out in the community that at least that morning while those students are testing and do community service.
Imagine 500 students working to improve their cities.
I think it could be a tremendous learning experience as far as character for our students and meet a lot of needs in our community.
Because Pitchford says the opportunities to give back are endless. Now, we will keep you updated on the community service project as it continues to develop. Superintendent Pitchford plans to discuss it at the next meeting.
All right, thank you, Jesslyn.
Veterans from World War II up to veterans from Operation Enduring Freedom, they were all present at the ceremony today. Today serves as a celebration and a chance to be thankful for the servicemen and women who survived.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies.
Veterans Day to me is a day you celebrate the veterans. We have Memorial Day, and that's when we honor the ones that didn't make it. But mainly Veterans Day to me is celebrating the veterans that did make it and honoring them.
The fruited plains. America, America.
It's where you honor all the veterans that did make it back, and you have a fellowship and a kinship with them. I mean, you know, I hate to say it, but in this job I have here, you get to go to a lot of funerals.
We know how important this event is. We know how important each and every one of you are.
America, God shed His grace on thee.
Without some of you and our veterans we honor today that served in World War I and World War II, this very ground we stand on today could be totally different.
To shining sea.
It's hard to talk about. You know? I'm proud to be a veteran. I'm proud to be here at the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
It was a beautiful ceremony out there today. The VFW is open to all veterans, no matter what conflict they served in, and it's a place for them to just bond together and support each other and the community.
All right, thank you, Jesslyn. And